Okay guys, so here's the update for people that follow the channel. Really appreciate you guys subscribing, and I appreciate the messages saying, hey, what the hell's going on, you know? Just been a lot going on, and this is what this video is about. So first thing happened 3 months ago. We were out making some videos and there was a lot of strong wind and the tripod got knocked over and the camera basically got destroyed. Now, lucky enough, it happened in Vietnam and it only was $80 to fix, which is great, but it took us 6 weeks to get that camera back. Now, when this happened, we realized we need to have a second option as a backup. And because we're planning to do 2 videos a week, one for Wednesday for Sang's recipes, and while we're touring, one every Saturday, released every Saturday morning. That's our plan. Now, if our camera gets destroyed, stolen, or broken, whatever, we're kind of screwed. So we basically put together another camera setup, and that's all done. Cost a bit of money, but it's sorted. So what else was happening was Sang was working in a Japanese restaurant and she only gets 1 day off a month. And we need a babysitter, and that's Grandma. But Grandma also works. She repairs fishing nets for the fishermen. And we have to time it so Grandma's off and what he called Sang is off. And sometimes it just doesn't work out. So that's another reason why we couldn't get out. So Sang has stopped work and we were waiting for the trailer to arrive, and that's arrived. So now we can get out anytime we want. So that's a good thing. So the other thing that was happening was we were really called ordering pieces of gear to finalize our setup. For us, there's no RAI here. So we order everything from the United States. And for us to do that, we order from Amazon. Now, there was a lot of shortages going on the last few months on bicycle equipment, bicycle parts, hubs, bicycle shoes, etc. And it wasn't just shortages, it was prices increases. I've never seen anything like it. Like the Shimano MX-9 shoes, I've seen these for years, always wanted a pair. They were right about the $200 mark. All of a sudden, shortages, they become $400. And the same with battery banks. Battery banks are normally $25 for the waterproof ones. All of a sudden, they're $60, $70. So we had to hold off on ordering certain things. For us to get out as a family, we needed the trailer. Now, the day Logan was born, I have watched maybe 1,000 videos on different bicycle trailers, reviews and everything. Now, if we order something and we get it wrong, you know, we get a product that just doesn't work out, then we just order it again. That's okay if it's a $20 or $30 product. But when these bicycle trailers for kids, they're really in the price range anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. You can't really afford to buy twice on something like that. So we got to get it right. So I spent a year researching the trailer. And I had it held off in the shopping cart. It was between Bewley and Fuley, and I was so close to buying one of those 2 products. And I asked Sang to sit down with me, and we both looked at them, and I said, let's compare them, see which features both of them have. And she made a good point. She says, don't compare these 2 trailers. Write down a list of things that you want and I want in a kid's trailer. So we wrote the list down. And when we compared the list to each one of those trailers, we realized that Bewley had about 65% of the stuff we wanted. Fuley had about 70% of what we wanted. They just weren't. We're buying something that wasn't going to fulfill our needs. And lucky enough, on Facebook, some couple is traveling in South America, and they have a kid's trailer. And when I seen it, I was like, I don't recognize that trailer. I've never seen that. And I've watched, as I say, I've watched every YouTube video there is out there. And I basically went, whoa, that looks really good, that trailer. So I contacted them. They told me the name of the brand. It's a Norwegian brand. And I contacted that company. And they basically answered a few of my questions. Why the hell have I not heard of this trailer? especially after reading through the website and seeing the features it had. It was ticking 90% of what we were looking for. And the guy basically said, listen, it's a Norwegian company, small family owned, and we only sell in Norway. That's probably why you've never seen the video or seen any information about it. So, but at the end of the conversation, he said, look, if you hold off a little bit, this year we are going to be releasing it worldwide, and we're going to be charging about $900 for the trailer, and that will include shipping and customs. One package, 900 bucks, about 900, 950, something like that there. So I was like, right, I'll hold off, waited a few weeks. He made the phone call and he said, yep, we're ready to start launching. Do you want an order? I said, hell yeah. Boom. And now it's arrived. We've had it for about a month. We've used it every single day as a pram. We've used it every 2 days as a bicycle trailer. And then this trip that you're seeing now is the first time we're using it for bikepacking, camping. So we're getting pretty caught up. And then about 2 weeks ago, what happened was we basically were working out our finances for the world tour. Now, our original plan is we built a house here in Vietnam, very cheap, like really cheap we built it. We actually built it in 29 days. You can see my videos before indoors when I'm doing gear reviews, that's our home. So our plan was we're going to rent it out. Now, we could probably get about $300 a month in rent, and that's our plan. And then we'd use some savings. And with YouTube, if we get the channel up, we could probably make a couple $100. So we could have a budget of about $700 a month while touring. Not a big budget, but enough. Unfortunately, there is no renters anymore, especially where we are right now. Nine Trang, you could rent it easy to expats, Westerners. That's the type of style of house we have, you know, with oven, bath, surround sound. Great for a single or a couple. But there's no renters. So me and Sang have been talking about that we would have to change the house anyway, because since Logan came along, originally the house was just for us two. It's not really designed for kids. So we did this. We basically put our house on Facebook Marketplace. And we put it on at 8 o'clock in the morning. We asked ridiculous amounts of money, more than we believe it's even worth, because we didn't really want to sell it. And by 9 o'clock, we had a knock at the door with a cash offer, the actual full asking price. And we're like, what the hell just happened? So right now, we're in the mother-in-law's house. The house is sold. But part of selling the house and the land is we have a couple of options. One, we can go do our tour for a few years and then come back, look for a piece of land and build a house on it again. Or we buy land now, and then when we come back we can build on it. Or buy land now and build a homestead off-grid type cabin on it now, because it's going to be cheaper now than it would be in 3 years' time for steel and concrete and labor and all that other stuff. So what we've done is we bought some land. Just check it out. I'll put a video up of it. It's side of a mountain overlooking rice fields. Beautiful. So that's taken up a lot of our time. We're still deciding what we're going to do. Are we going to build? If we build, we can build the house in 30 days. If we don't build, we can build when we come back. This is the issue we're at right now. For us to travel outside, we need to get Logan his Vietnamese passport. Vietnam has just made a brand new passport on the 1st of July, and they have started handing them out with the chip and stuff like that. But they screwed up, a huge screw up. They basically put no place of birth on the passport. Like when you open up your British passport, it says, I was born in Norge, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's all there, that information. They didn't put it in. And because they didn't put it in, Germany now does not recognize the Vietnamese passport. Czech Republic doesn't recognize the Vietnamese passport. Spain doesn't recognize the brand new Vietnamese passport. So we have to wait for Logan um, to get the new passport, but the new passport updated. And right now, the Vietnamese government is arguing with the rest of the countries, basically saying, no, no, it meets all regulations and we're not going to change it. We'll see what happens. So that's okay. We can't start the British one. We can't start the Irish one until we get the Vietnamese one. So hopefully Vietnam will submit to this, and it is a screw up. Now they're talking about who's responsible. So they're going to blame, obviously, the designer, whoever signed it off. So once the Vietnamese passports, the new one comes out with the correct details on it, we'll get Logan his passport, and within 7 days, we'll have it, and we'll head off and start touring. And then apply for the British passport while we're on the road. So that's you guys all caught up.